Good morning and welcome back to Questing for Glory, Hope, and Healing on the RPG Limit Break channel. I'm Velu V, and we're here supporting NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness, the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, whose work is focused around three pillars: education and support, awareness, and advocacy. NAMI wants you to know that you are not alone, and we'll learn more about this fantastic organization a little bit later. But for now, let's hear about our upcoming run. You're about to witness a heads-up race between GhostKumo and Shauny7188. They'll be racing custom Robo on the Nintendo GameCube. We do still have a few donation incentives still up for grabs for this run, including naming the characters and selecting the Robo color. So smash that donation button and you can customize this custom Robo. So without further ado, I'll introduce our runners, GhostKumo and Shauny7188. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Velu. I am GhostKumo.
I am Shauny7188.
Now we're going to turn this run from fast to very fast.
I'm just happy. Anyway, I'm ready to start whenever.
I had to soft reset because I was on another screen. Alrighty.
I'm going to choose file number 3. Everyone knows it's fastest.
File number 2.
Ooh. There's just no difference. There's no difference.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, to give a brief introduction of this game, this is Custom Robo, also known as Custom Robo Battle Revolution in Japan.
Yep.
This is an action mech brawler RPG fighting game genre mix-up, released for the Nintendo GameCube by Nintendo and first-party developer Noise in 2004, I want to say?
Yes, it is
2005 in the West. And by the West, I mean North America, because sadly this game never came out in Europe. But yeah, it's a great game. It's very nostalgic for a lot of us GameCube heads. And we hope you enjoy the run.
Yep.
It's actually the 4th Custom Robo game, but the first one that was ever localized in English. And the localization in this game is a treat.
It really
we will reference this a lot in the run.
I'm going to show off the chocolate bar at least.
Alright. I'll go ahead and give a countdown. As mentioned, you have about 7 minutes to snipe the name because we put that in after a few battles. So without further ado, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty.
Also, there's a lot of mashing we should have said before as well. So if you start hearing GameCube clicking noises,
no, I'm mashing the hell out of my controller.
Whoever likes GameCube noises, you're in a treat. So basically, the rundown actually talking really about the mashing. I don't know whose audio is being broadcast right now, but basically, if we were to let the text boxes scroll out, it basically sounds like Animal Crossing. You got little blips and bloops in different tones for different characters. And if you hear that, we're doing bad at mashing. You should be able to, if you're doing consecutive mashing, not hear anything between any of the text boxes.
Yeah, I use 2 thumbs, one for the A button and one for the B button. So to explain the story of this game, it's very goofy, very anime. Unfortunately, one of the localization changes from Japanese to North American is our main character here, Mr. Gray-haired anime dude, had his sick headband that goes to his knees cut off.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So now he looks slightly less anime. Anyways.
Notes.
Off screen, which is very anime. So he wants us to become a Robo Battler. But in order to do that, we need to get a job. So we're going to go get a job, and the nearest place is a bounty hunting company. Of course, we don't have a Robo, and every business in this world operates with a Robo. Think of it kind of like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Literally everything is done via Robos, including police work.
And bounty hunters.
And bounty hunting.
Which more or less come up at all in the game.
Yeah, which more or less the bounty hunters are sort of like the grunt labor guys. They kind of just, take on tasks that the police are too high and mighty to try and take.
Yeah. And basically, what happened is Ernest is kind of poor table. Ernest is arguably the best character in the game. Has the best written dialogue and has the most character development.
I love Ernest.
Character. Everyone loves Ernest.
Nobody hates Ernest.
But
he's their boss.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, is he's trying to scare us away from getting this job despite us not having a custom Robo. So we came here as basically just to watch Harry do his job. We're going to screw up Harry's little thing that he's going to be battling with, and then we're going to accidentally steal a super secret weapon. And then we're going to become the best in the world.
Just take it so nobody else can, because in this world, if you bind your eyes to a Robo Cube, you are the only one allowed to use it. And it just conveniently happens to be sitting there while these burglars are fighting against the police in robot battles.
Yeah. So Harry's going to get a concussion here, and it's going to be Super Mario Bros. 2 timed. Everything else is a dream. No. He flies into the box. I'm not going to do a Stinger did RPG Limit Break run where he runs around the cube. Did it right.
We were going to poke massive fun at each other. So the great thing about this game, running this game specifically, is the community of this game is really supportive. We tend to just hop into community robocalls.
Yep. And the first battle here. Basically, the basic commands on the battles is shoot, charge, jump, pods, and bombs. We'll get into more details later. I'm going to be trying to do, like Ghost as well, trying to do a certain combo. Do the most damage possible as quick as possible, because this game does have damage scaling.
We'll have plenty of time to explain combat over the course of the run, because there's going to be a crap ton of combat in this game. Yep. There's not a very large amount of glitches, and by that I mean like microscopic amounts that are often not even really that reliable in the run. I got down. Really? This fight's easy.
Every arena is 4 feet squared. 4 meters squared. So take that as what you will. There's a lot of lore dump in this game, which is kind of useless, but each Robo is roughly 12 to 16 inches tall. So...
Yeah, and you fight in these little things called a Holosseum above your head. Anyway, so the base combo, you want to shoot the enemy until their shields get down to 1. You notate the little 3 bars next to their HP, which is always 1,000 for every Robo. Just kind of a nice way of keeping track of things, rather than having variable HP. What you have instead is variable defense. Now, a charge does a little over 100 damage to most Robos. It also... got down, really? It also downs an enemy instantly, which downing an enemy renders them basically incapable of action, incapable of doing damage, but they take reduced damage while they're down.
Yeah.
And then they enter into iframes, which is called rebirth. So that's just the terminology for this run. Our weapons are bombs, guns, pods, and charge. Every individual Robo has their own unique charge, and I think there's 43 different types of Robos in this game.
Something like that. There's like 15 pages of 4
Actually,
or something.
Yeah, I think it's 40. Some of them are overpowered deliberately, some of them aren't. It's not a particularly balanced game, but it does actually have a surprising amount of multiplayer depth and even a netplay community, which we'll probably talk about a couple times throughout the run.
Who are just crazy. They've walled up me so many times when I try to enter tournaments. So. Also, getting a perfect in a match does not cost any time. It's the same amount of time ending the match than if you were to get hit.
Just getting hit's bad because it's slow.
Yep.
It's kidding me. Yeah, the worst day 1 fights.
It happens. This fight in particular is extremely annoying. This is the one fight where the 3-way gun gets introduced and has a lot of stunning power, and as well as you're going to
hear a lot of talk about the 3-way gun.
Yeah, we're going to be explaining a lot because it's basically the reason this game is speedrunnable. It's the only oversight we have. It's not even a glitch. It's just we're able. He's getting away from me there very slowly, but he is. Yeah, but when it comes down to it, is this game is completely glitchless. It's just optimization for a speedrun. At this point, we have nothing.
We have nothing in terms of any like real skips that aren't like inherently enabled heavily by the game, and those don't even those don't come until much later.
Yeah.
So a lot of it just comes down to knowing how AI tend to behave and exploiting that aggressively.
Every single time the Robo enters Rebirth, they will always jump and try to air dash away. You can exploit that. And later, with different Robos, we can track them in the air. But yeah, it's pretty. Getting everything right in this run is extremely hard, but it's not a hard speedrun to learn how to do.
Yeah.
As well as deaths are quite forgivable as well, because you just immediately go back basically into the fight you were just in.
Yeah. Conversely, though, it is easy to die in this game.
Oh, sorry, I need the name.
Even top runners will have occasional deaths.
No, I need the name.
Yeah, we need
All
the player
right,
name.
so
Top
Stinger PA has sniped the top 2 positions. Stinger actually wanted specified who he wanted, but I can't see who it is. So I've got CHKN Heart SUX, and then I have another one is WHYS. Maybe you guys know, who here.
Wow, Stinger, I have issues right now, but that's beside the point. I'll explain how we did that one later. I'm not going to say that out loud, and I'm pretty sure this one's for me, so thank you, Stinger, for the generous donation. Yeah, I figured, Stinger. So, Stinger got beat down in the tournament we did in RPG Limit Break 2018. And everyone was angry at me because I was using a chicken heart robot, which I absolutely adore. Also, you're just going to see on my screen, I'm going to be just talking to every single scientist here.
Same here.
So it's extremely annoying, but the game loves to give you lore. But I was using a chicken heart and knuckle gun, and when I was en route to RPG Limit Break 2018, everyone tested out and realized what I was doing, and everyone disliked it.
Oh yeah, it was great. Fun story I'll tell in a bit about that. So really what the game's doing is, New Journey is effectively the story mode of this game, but it's also really the tutorial for how it works. It's actually a really good way of doing a tutorial for a game. It's just having a fun little, 7-hour story mode to just play through. And all these NPCs give you information on like strategies. Like it's actually one of the most comprehensive tutorials. By the way, the pay stinks for our job. We got hired, but the pay stinks.
Oh, are you past there already?
Yeah.
That naming screen took up a lot out of me. I'm still not gonna say that word out loud. Stay there. Anyway.
So yeah, Shauny was the last of the Robo runners to get to RPG Limit Break 2018, and we were trying out some of the different parts that we were using for our multiplayer portion of it, because we did have an incentive to do multiplayer. Sadly, we can't really do that online right now without some finagling for net play, and that would just be too time consuming. But Shauny wasn't there, and I had to use the parts that he had submitted for his portion of the run to kind of see, like, I don't know what the theory behind this is. And then I use it, and I'm like, I understand why Shauny uses these parts. I hate him. I hate him so much.
Everyone did. Rio P, Stinger, Ghost, and...
Dark Roast Dracula.
Yeah, Dark Roast Dracula, and who was...
Me. And you.
No, it was just us 4, yeah.
It was us 5, and then Delphi and Fee were both on the couch for that. So we had like 7 Robo people there.
Yeah.
Although Fee only did 1 run.
Yeah, but she honestly so this game was not released in PAL. Oh, so I'll be versing Harry, and I'll just go over this very quickly. I'll go back to what I'm saying. Harry has a Gatling gun. He's extremely annoying, and you can theoretically get the 3-way gun before fighting him. It doesn't really cost too much time, but the Rayo 1 is short. And it's extremely annoying because the 3-way gun bullets miss slightly.
I was trying to get some movement there. You do actually have a movement acceleration, which is an interesting mechanic.
That was a flawless battle for Harry.
Yeah, I have a crappy Harry right now.
It's got flex on him. So, this game was not released in the PAL region, but my wife Fee is another runner, and she actually imported the game when she saw it in the magazine. to the PAL region to be able to play it. So she actually grew up playing using mostly the same parts when it came down to what the speedrun considers optimal. But I want to stress, if you are able to play this game and just beat it as a speedrun, and then you can later learn the more optimal parts, but this is a fun game to play through.
Yeah, one of the reasons I always love coming back to this run is a speedrun is effectively like a casual playthrough where you use the same strat each time, but like it's just you play it better and better each time.
We also have rando power races.
All right, what was our Robo color, by the way?
Oh yeah, right.
It's fine. I'll switch
Robo color blue is leading.
Okay. I'll switch it on the next fight.
Oh, what's the second color?
Looks like blue is the only one that has any donations in.
I'll stay original.
And if we have time for a quick donation,
Absolutely.
Mishu donates $30 and says, "Cheers to the mods and tech crew for keeping the show rolling. A great event for a great cause." Thank you very much, Mishu. That cause is NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They operate a national helpline available Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern.
Always feel free to interrupt us if there's any donations.
Oh my god, I'm having such a hard time focusing on this right here.
Yeah, the little guy got me good. Normally, these battles can be done with a kind of the same repetitious combo that like would work against them. This game, you need a lot of time. I went over. Also didn't need that. You can see my dice roll. I went from 1 to 6. This game, when you launch yourself in battle, you have. Oh, little Robo, please get back here. Please get back here. Oh my goodness, I hate this little Robo so much right now. How did I miss you? Come here. There we go. So, you'll see on Rebirth, he'll come down, you can down him, and you do close range shots, do whatever. Jump up, follow him, hit him down, and do same thing again and again. If you fail to do that, the game is really hard to recover at a good pace. And eventually, we're going to switch away from this little Robo, the Rayo 1, and switch to a Metal Ape. The Metal Ape handles so much better than Rayo 1. So, until this is day 2 of day 12, or 12 days, how we divide the game up. And until it was the start of day 5? Yeah, the start of day 5 is when you get Metal Ape. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of stuck with this guy for a while, and this is the longest day that Rayo 1's going to be available for, basically.
Yeah. So we haven't really touched on all the combat options. We got a standard bomb S. It's stunning. S stands for stun.
Yep.
Is really, really useful. Shauny even goes so far as to describe it as the most powerful weapon in the game. And he isn't quite exaggerating there.
Yeah, it's when I use it, the problem is, well, not problem. The benefit of the standard bomb S is when you hit an enemy hit, when you down them, you said before, the damage scaling kind of happens. It doesn't happen with standard bomb S because it doesn't down them, but it does stun them for basically 2.5 seconds worth of damage basically you can get on them. So, like I said before, it's kind of optimizing how much damage you can do repeatedly. But because of that, standard bomb S prevents damage, and we don't use pods. That's just dumb. Mm-hmm. Well, I will eventually, but only for literally one certain battle in particular. If I end up using them, I'm either trying to swag for no reason, or I forgot which buttons do stuff, which is probably very unlikely.
So to give you an idea of how much of a troll Stinger is, the reason why my character name is just Wise. For anyone who caught the first run of this marathon, East 3, it's a reference to that, and the fact that nobody actually knows how to pronounce East, which, as the East server, more or less owner at this point, I kind of have this thing where, people who pronounce East, wrong, sometimes do it deliberately, because it annoys me. It doesn't annoy me that much. It's more or less just kind of an in-joke at this point. But yeah.
The name he picked for me hurts me physically.
It hurts several people physically in this community.
Chicken Heart does not suck, but I will say for charity that Chicken Heart sucks. So there you go, Stinger. You got me to say it.
Chicken Heart is an annoying robot to deal with.
It's extremely good. I used to use it actually like on the regular when I was growing up, and then when we actually decided to like pick the things for the draft tournament we're doing, like no one else was picking it. I'm like, serious? Like it's mine? Like awesome.
Yeah, so we came to this lab here to get some training, and Harry, being the idiot that he is, instead of actually, trying to help, is trying to flirt with the attendant of this place, and he leaves his phone on. He leaves his phone off.
As you do.
So the boss calls angrily, asking us to go take care of a job of these three causing a ruckus at the park. It turns out these two idiots here.
Were you really?
They asked this girl out on a date, and she agreed and said, "Meet me at this park at this place, like at the same time." So they meet each other and they fight over her affection. And of course, she just ditches them as soon as problems emerge.
Also, you might be also looking at all the like locations and stuff like that, and going like, "Wow, they're so detailed and drawn out," and whatever. No, not really. But the thing is, the post game of 20%. There's a tournament in every single location. So Hub Park is set up to have all the different NPC characters here that will be your opponents. And if you choose Wander after every single day, we're always choosing Go Home. But there's a huge amount of world building dialogue available throughout the entire.
Again, the localization team of this game had a field day with it.
Yeah. Also, going up here saves like half a second. That's found by Rio Piece. There's not really a strict walking route because it's really hard to mess up the walking in this game, but.
So when you run a game like this, where most of the run comes down to AI manipulation and combat. By the way, we have a coworker whose name is Hatsune Miku. We have very fervent debates in the community over how you're supposed to pronounce her name.
Hey, Fire Emblem players, is it pronounced Marcia or Marcia?
Pronounced Marcia.
No, it's Marcia.
Yeah. Anyways, because there's so much variance in combat, we find our own little overworld optimizations and pretend that they're a much bigger deal than they actually are.
They really aren't. But it does save time overall going to the Steel Hearts going on the left road. So it saves like 0.3 seconds per time, and you do that repeatedly. Also, I need concentration.
Left road passes out. If you take the right, if you go right from your house, it's the walk of shame.
Bottom.
Yeah, I believe this game was made in the same engine as the Pokemon games for the GameCube. I'm not sure of it. I know no evidence for or against. Just something about the way it looks, just reminds me of XD Gale of Darkness.
Yeah,
I went the wrong direction.
Also,
so I
paper notes. Thank you,
Shauny. I hate you so much.
I did the quiz. I wrote down
He's run this game far more hours than anyone, and he still has paper notes for what the test answers are for this part.
Yep. I even have a T-shirt.
I hate you. Middle, top, bottom, top, bottom, and then I can just mash from here.
I got 100% actually.
Show off.
Yep. So you see, I'm shooting the bomb and then doing a charge at the same time. If you do it right, the damage scaling doesn't calculate it properly. You do full damage on both. If not, you're still doing a good chunk of damage and you're stunning them. Yeah, that's the test fight. So I'm gonna head back. I am now. The whole point of this day was basically to get a license, so we don't do things like.
So we're not doing illegal things, like having a job that involves robo battles is in fact illegal without a license.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just basically being Batman.
That's how you know this game was made in Japan, because you need a license to use a weapon in a country where even knives are kind of banned.
Also, you can tell when this game was kind of being made because Harry is peak fashion, having the one shoulder off overall look from the 2000s, early 2000s. I do not miss that era.
Oh, the characters
designs
in this game. The characters are designs in this game are special.
Oh yeah. Also, this is the only day you can't choose wander. Because you have to actually wander and go home with Harry, because it sets up the next day, which is the final day, thankfully, of Rayo 1. After that, I get to use Metal Ape, and I'll be very, very happy.
Alright, so now we have our license. We can legally work in this city. The great part about the next day is Harry's incompetence, as is pretty standard for him.
Yep.
Leads to all the problems of the first half of the day, which is that he managed to get the note, or he managed to get the phone number on a note from the girl working at the test lab. Finds him a little bit charming, enough to give her his number, which is a huge mistake because Harry is an idiot.
We can't redeem Harry. He's actually a very bad character.
I mean, he's comic relief, buddy.
He's comic relief and did not age well.
Yeah, but we hate it. We hate him. Yeah. We love to hate him.
He's also a very bad partner in battle.
Yes. So he drops the phone number of the girl, and our next door neighbor picks it up and puts it in his pocket. His wife finds the number and calls it, and the voice of a cute girl answers. So naturally, she thinks he's cheating on her.
Also, she's not named here for some reason.
Johnny.
The same.
Also, Harry's super depressed. This is the best day of the game because Harry is sad about his own incompetence.
I'm just curious on how, like, their hands don't close. He's able to hold on to the piece of paper. Anyway, this is arguably the most annoying fight that. Okay, thank you, Carmen. Carmen! Yeah, there's a lava.
Yeah, the wife's name is Carmen. They don't name her until day 9. I don't know.
Yeah, from whatever, you can actually go back and talk to her. She repeatedly does not have a name. And I don't know if that was just an oversight or whatever, but it's just a doofy little thing. Okay, there we go. So Carmen is actually one of the most annoying fights. She is not only using the Metal Ape, which is what we'll get later. She's also extremely... the throwaway gun cannot down, and you cannot... she's fast enough, and the stage is big enough that you can't nearly narrow her down with a bomb. And the next coming fight here, which you'll see Walt will never actually close his mouth. His character model always has it open like he's eating a fly. That's great. This is the first double battle, which was kind of the big thing about the GameCube game, was this is now, instead of the custom Robo series always being a one-on-one battle, GameCube one brought 2v2 battles, or 2v1, or 1v3, or just 1v1v1v1.
I will say, by the way, Custom Robo for the N64 is actually, like, it's a short play, but it's actually a really fun little game. Like, I feel like it's a huge shame that we never got it in the West. I think it would have been a lot of people's favorite, like, one of their favorite N64 games.
Isn't the original game you can't actually customize your Robo?
You can't switch Robo models. You can customize your gun and all that.
Okay.
But you can't switch your Robo models in the story mode, sadly. But it is a solid, like, 4 or 5 hour video game. 2 is, I think, just kind of a direct sequel, and then there's, what is it? There's V2, and then there's what, GX?
GX and Arena.
GX is one of the worst video games I've ever seen. And then Arena is cool.
On my screen, say goodbye to Rayo 1. That was his last battle.
Yeah, so with that, I think once I'm done with this fight, we're going to have the color cutoff. Yeah. So if anyone has any donations for a different color other than blue, Shauny will use blue, and I will use red, or green, or yellow, whatever you choose.
Or original.
If not, we'll just
really ugly.
Or we'll just use, or we'll just both use blue if nobody else donates. That's kind of boring. Hey man. Poutine.
Also, Ernest likes coffee because he was censored.
Yeah, so there's
He's totally not day drinking.
Yeah, so Ernest, it's actually a really funny cutscene. Ernest calls us to the bosses, or Ernest calls us to this coffee shop. Coffee shop, where a wanted criminal with a high bounty was spotted. And he's like, how do you know he was there? Well, I saw him there. Why didn't you do anything? I like my coffee. Now come help me.
And then the bartender, or sorry, the barista is basically saying, it's like, oh yeah, it's like he was here writing poetry in the corner, having coffee. Even though later we'll come back here, it'll be broken liquor bottles in the back and stuff like that because they couldn't censor that part of it. But yeah, he was just basically day drinking, and later in the game, if you choose Wander, you can see him lose a drinking competition against Linda.
I like to believe that they didn't censor this and that they were actually drinking coffee out of glass bottles.
Time to go home.
Ernest is just that cultured. Ernest is just that cultured.
Yeah. Flavor syrup bottles. Yeah, a lot of maple syrup.
Poutine.
Hey, if you name the character A in any RPG, everyone else becomes Canadian.
That is our default name. Shoutouts to Welcome with the L and the M maxed
Capitalized.
Also, shoutouts to Evil here, who has the greatest evil laugh ever.
So color donation.
So Blue still firmly in the lead, the only one with any donations. So it looks like we'll be Blue today.
Double blue. I'm blue. Dabba-dee, dabba-die.
Dabba-doo. There we go. So
I'm not to any fans of the HDQ 2019 Final Fantasy IX run, but we will not be referencing that song anymore. You're gonna have to pay for that, and you're gonna have to pay a lot.
So, this game now remembered it had a story, so there's a dead body here.
Shoutouts to Ernest having the most badass chair in history.
So basically what's happening here is Autonomous Robo apparently killed this person. Marcia has an ability we'll go into a little bit later called a half dive, and she's going to look at his last thoughts before he died via his Robo Cube.
It's a superpower, and it is incredibly specific, and the drawback to it is immense. It's the silliest thing, because this game is so mid-2000s anime. Like, if you think anime is kind of extreme in its anime-ness nowadays, the mid-2000s, man, were things over the top in that era. Yeah.
And I do have a quick donation from Anonymous. Sends in $327 and says, good luck with the race, Shauny. Hopefully next time we can see As Your Dreams race.
Oh, hello from the Azure Dreams Discord.
Thank you so much for your donation. Very generous donation.
Yeah, that was the Azure Dreams is another game I speedrun. The community I posted there quite a few times. They're always extremely supportive, so it's really nice to hear they're watching. It's a roguelike game. It's definitely not a game that I recommend speedrunning because it's extremely punishing, but it's a wonderful community.
Yes, Marcia had a second career as a Vocaloid after this game.
Yes. So, Blue.
And of course, those donations go to support NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI engages in federal advocacy and supports NAMI state organizations in their state-level advocacy efforts.
It's a wonderful organization. All right, so I now have Metal Ape, and I'm getting bodied. That's wonderful. So Metal Ape is slightly taller than Rayo 1, which doesn't sound impressive because what does it matter in an RPG kind of thing. For whatever reason, the three-way gun works better with a taller Robo, and Metal Ape happens to be the tallest Robo we can get in New Journey.
Yeah, so we haven't touched much on it because Rayo 1's charge is a better strat, but Metal Ape's charge is a lot harder to use, and I tend to use it personally a little bit more defensively.
I tend to use it more offensively.
I have been trying that a little bit more, but the optimal damage strat is you go point blank, and you jump and shoot at the exact same time by pressing A and B at the same time.
Which is programmed into the game. It has a very generous window to do. Just push between the two buttons, and you normally always do it.
And so If all 9 of your 3-way shots hit point blank, you do a ludicrous amount of damage.
But the rail one's too short, and normally about 6 hit the most, maybe? And it doesn't work right, so this is better to charge.
I forgot to switch my Robo. So I'm fighting evil with Rayo 1.
Oh dear. Just click retire, it might be easier.
Nah, not at this point.
So I'm going to start the background tournament here. Basically, the whole reason we got called here today, also Polly has a great stuff here, is someone's winning the back room tournaments too much, and it's causing the betting to skew, and no one's betting anymore, and the cafe, in quotation marks, is losing money. These are illegal tournaments.
Yeah, because you can't really make a lot of money selling coffee, so...
Instead of maple syrup.
Instead, Bogey holds illegal gambling tournaments in the back room of his cafe. It's funny because the first person we fight is a cop. He's literally going here because his medical insurance wasn't paying enough for his missions, which if you saw the first day, he was one of the 4 cops that get completely bodied by the burglars. So he's trying to make a little money on the side, which... the laws of this place are not exactly the most followed. Also, blue-haired man.
Yeah, I'm sure he won't come up anywhere.
I mean,
just like the guy in the left
unique.
of the room who has like a red robe on.
He is a unique model, but he does not appear in combat until post-game. So this is the only game where you have a unique character model that doesn't appear in the story as a relevant character.
Mm-hmm. Next fight is Walt. He is trying to earn money for toupees, which, spoilers for the post-game, he gets a lot of. There's a lot of character models of different toupees. Really cheaply put over his character model, or his character portrait. Looks great.
It's so good, dude.
So you keep saying I start the battle off by trying to shoot the bomb. This is because I don't want to mess with the damage scaling. And here we're just going to jump and meet Walt in the air and wait for a sec. Jump, meet him in the air, shoot him out of the air, another shot, wait, and repeat. And it's... oh, got away slightly. There we go. But that is how you do the Walt fight. But the thing is, if he gets away from you, he'll cartwheel everywhere, he'll stay around, the entire level is ice. Absolute pain in the butt. You'll notice as well at the end of these as well, or at the end of the fights, I keep unlocking parts. We're never going to target parts generated again.
It's too time consuming. If we could skip the little animation, it'd actually be worth it because some of the parts are slightly more efficient than three-way. Mm-hmm. But it's just not worth the like minute plus time loss to get.
Especially the shotgun takes like a minute 28, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then like if you do everything optimally, like I kept timing it, I saved like 2 seconds. So it was like at that point, it's like, don't. Come here, Harry. It's Harry versus the Metalite now. He can no longer down me, but he does have a bomb, which can... actually, it's the exact same bomb, Standard Bomb S. So it can stun me and cost me time. But that was nice. I like that. Oh, so this is my most practiced day, as well as the next day. After that is kind of bleh again. But this is what the days I normally do to practice and warm my hands.
So one thing we haven't talked on is, so the launcher at the beginning, there's like a dice block, and we actually can see a number on it very briefly as the level, as the fight loads.
You'll see it kind of change randomly to a different number. It's the same as the D6. So if it's a 6 when it zooms in, there's a 4 there. It'll change to a 3. So I'll hold down the A button faster. I should get just below his. Yeah, there you go. And I can just jump up here and shoot Shiner.
Come on, just die already. Thank you. That was a bad wall fight, and I still save time over my comparison splits. Okay.
I don't have my splits up.
Oh, these are bad splits. These are like not PV splits at all.
Oh no,
I literally just
have a single timer. I don't have
any. Oh god, I talked to Harry.
Yeah, no, I have. I don't race against my PB anymore for splits. This is pure red. I hate it. Hey, I wouldn't praise me.
But yeah, so you can hold A to adjust the dice block and get it to where you want it, and you should from every starting point be able to get the dice block down to where upon launching you will always end up with a 1 or a 2. If you end up rolling over to a 6, that's bad. You probably overshot it.
You can save time again if the opponent gets out before you and shoots you.
Yes, but that's kind of bad because you don't want to be taking damage. It slows you, and if you get down, you lose like 6 seconds. But on top of that, like
they get away.
A lot of fights in this game, you can end up just losing, and it's really bad losing a fight.
Yes. Although again, it's very quick to get back into them. But the thing is, some fights in particular take a very long time to do right. Or like there's eventually going to be a fight versus a Robo called Rahu 1, and there'll be a refight of it. And normally, like the first one, whatever, the refight is not to be messed around with.
That's probably one of the hardest fights in the game.
Yeah.
It's number 1 or number 2, depending on which runner you ask.
Yeah, it's arguably harder than the end boss. Arguably.
Which the end boss of this game is seen as the hardest part of this game by a fair margin.
As well as a few random sprinkled fights in between. There was a random shotgun included. That's always fun. Forget there's a shotgun. So I started, it's now day 6 on the game. So Ernest wants publicity for Steel Hearts. So he entered us forcefully into a tournament.
A legal tournament?
Yes. All these characters are looking the same. That comes up later. Don't worry. They're not clones.
There's random NPCs that all have the same models, but they tell you that they're not clones.
Yeah, that guy. I slowed down mashing there for a second. He shoves his arm through his body.
So real quickly on my screen, I'm just finishing up the Shiner fight, and they look on his clothes and they see the letter Z, a stylized letter Z, which references a thing called the Z Syndicate, or Z Syndicate if you are Shauny.
Yep, I wanted to chime in there.
Yeah, no. Anyways, they're kind of the big bad of this game. They don't tell you that just yet. So this is where the game remembers it as a story again.
Yeah, this game is really bad for just the trope of nothing but tournaments, and then it's like, oh wow, we have to catch up, and then there's a giant tech smash later.
The two save prompt cutscene of death.
Yeah. So what was your split name for the first fight in day 6 again?
I'm not repeating it because apparently somebody got really upset when I did.
Yeah, so I just beat up a child. Anyway.
So yeah, he just beat up a child in a Robo battle.
Yeah. I'm on decent pace right now. I definitely could be a little bit quicker.
Johnny, you shut up now. You just shut up now.
I was gonna say, like, I have a timer going, but like Stinger's like naming choice thing cost me so much time.
Johnny, you shut up. You say as you're a full fight ahead of me.
Are you fighting Will?
Shauny is a lot of things. Humble is not one of them.
I am, just not custom Robo.
You're Canadian.
I'm
It's
sorry.
basically the same thing.
Yeah, custom Robo and Canadian is exactly the same thing.
No.
So
I'm tired. It's 3 a.m. right now. 4 a.m. even.
So I shot a pod there at the end for no reason. Also, hello, Panda Escape.
Yeah. Pods, the worst type of weapon. They do nothing. If you're really good at competitive, you can find a use for them, maybe.
Okay, satellite freeze pods or whatever are amazing. Other than that, everything sucks. So, this is Mary. Speaking of freeze-type weapons, she has freeze pods. They're extremely annoying. If I get hit by one, or if Ghost gets hit by one, you'll see...
I am 2 fights behind now? Seriously?
Like I said, these are my most practiced days. After this, it'll be like play again. Like, this is literally how I warm up for the game.
Just
because
over and over again.
Jump, standard bomb S, shoot freezes, and you can do 2 shots. Third, push her in the air, jump. Passes freezes. And then jump, and Cerebomb S to finish. Everyone has this. Everyone will use their air dashes between jumps or like air dashes that going vertically or horizontally or whatever. Shauny can jump twice after, and she tends to do very short jumps because of her legs that she has chosen on her Robo. So you can take advantage of that and keep timing Cerebomb S. This is evil. I like evil.
Everyone loves evil. The greatest thing about evil is that he's not evil. He's just kind of a jerk.
Yeah. Also, he also has a bomb that will instantly down you. Every single time you fight him, it's extremely annoying. That's probably the only thing I really dislike about it, fighting him. Okay, he rolled over to a 6. I have a 1. So.
So, the guy I'm fighting, Dendai Dawn, his deal is actually kind of funny. Essentially, he's entering in this tournament because he wants to like prove how good his restaurant is now that it's been like shut down because the guy kind of died even though it wasn't his fault. Supposedly.
And he wants money from the tournament.
Yeah, which has no prize money. And then Harry just asks him, dude, why don't you just do a cooking contest? It's like, that's an amazing idea. Why didn't I think of it? It's like,
every NPC's dumb.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Also, the other thing as well on Dawn's note, if you choose to wander and keep going to his restaurant after it unlocks, he has not put any of the sushi away throughout the entire game. And he points that out. You wonder why people are dying at his restaurant? Just saying. There's a lot of good flavor text in this game.
I can't remember what video it was, but I saw a great video where a guy was like, I love the idea behind food trucks, because if your customer dies eating your food, you can just drive away.
That's basically God's restaurant. Marcia is extremely hard to narrow down on the map. There we go.
Yeah, the Marcia fight there is actually one of the first genuine challenges. Your odds of winning are still probably over 95%, but you can just randomly have a run where she just gets on your bad side. And I have had a terrible Mary fight here. Not so much I didn't take much damage, but I still kind of got beat up.
I chose the third option there because it actually does save time. For the most part, the first option is the one you always want.
Yeah, usually third option just repeats stacks. Yeah, third option usually just repeats stacks.
Yeah, the third option there will actually save you time because it prevents everyone quieting.
There's a weird lag delay.
Yeah, there's an animation that plays out, and then you talk to Harry, and then do whatever versus the third one, which is just an awkward pause after. Oh, so that's Lucy. I talked to her twice for some reason. She's a landlady who wants us to keep our job, so we give her money.
Lucy's nice, though. I like Lucy.
There's nothing organic in this world, and she has a broom. Chat.
She's sweeping the lawn.
She's using metal on metal.
A metal broom on a metal lawn. Or plastic. I assume they have plastic.
I assume they have cloth or something, but like Dark Rose Dracula pointed out, they have a harbor, and the world in the dome that has nothing there. So where did they get the crates from?
I don't know. Don't ask questions about these things. The game randomly decides it wants to be really dark about stuff.
I'm going to show off the chocolate bar in a second.
Thanks for wasting time to allow me to catch up despite being, a full fight and a half behind you.
Hey, no problem. It's what I can do.
I'll only get more behind because, yeah.
This is my most played game. I have over 400 runs completed in this one.
Bull. No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Dude, when I was grinding for my time, it took a long time. I completed those runs.
You did have a lot of runs, though. It's definitely in the 3 digits.
There's chocolate in this drawer. If you were to choose Wander here, These two scientists in particular, this guy steals the chocolate, but there's going to be a break-in later. This guy thinks that everyone broke into the lab to steal his chocolate, which, again, there's nothing organic, there's no grass, there's nothing. So
it's probably organic food. Like, it's edible. I have to live somewhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they have pizza and juice there, too. It's confusing. But there's no trees. Anyway, beside the point, the chocolate bar is the reason for this break-in, in that guy's opinion, and if you choose Wander, you can get the backstory about how the guy on the right, stole it, and was going to replace it, but the break-in made the guy actually notice it.
You're not even talking about why anyone would break into the lab in the first place.
You're
Too focused on the stupid chocolate bar.
I like the chocolate bar. Also, every single bench here has unique dialogue.
Yeah.
And I found out every single bench side, the left and right side, on the left side of the map, actually has unique dialogue as well. So some benches actually have 2 text boxes. And they're all unique and they're all stupid, like lumbar support. This is a nerd bench. They point out how scientists don't shower here and they all stink. Like, truly a 90s game published in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so a break-in happened.
Yeah, so this lab here, the police have proven to be, once again, incompetent at their jobs. And so the lab director hires us on to kind of figure out what the heck the deal is, along with Evil here. And yeah, suspicious figures have been seen around at night. The police have not been able to uncover anything, so they want us to do a stakeout. Of course, the Z Syndicate breaks in, and they try to steal stuff.
Sorry, just trying to concentrate this fight. Hey, actually did. So, Strike Vanishers, I never pointed out when we were versing Poly. They're the more unique kind of Robos. Instead of doing an air dash, you can clearly see where they go. They will just disappear and reappear.
Mm-hmm.
That's Strike Vanishers. But they're extremely obnoxious because they have like 3 dashes or 2 dashes or something like that.
To explain what a Strike Vanisher is, every type of Robo with Robos in it, and they're sort of categorized by like a unique trait. Some of them have certain numbers of air dashes, some of them have certain amount of bulk or defense. The metal animal, I don't remember the full set, metal beast or whatever.
Metal grappler.
Yeah, metal ape is the one that we're using because defense is the most important stat, along with
at
least for us. It's kind of one of the things that I do like about this run over a lot of other runs, is that you prioritize certain stats that don't usually come up in other games. Like in most RPG speedruns, you tend to focus on offense, and offense isn't something that varies nearly as much in this game, so defense becomes the most important stat because of how much getting staggered just costs you time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so this is the one fight which I actually gonna need serious concentration on. Because I love shotgun. Yep, shotgun and ice.
The one fight.
This and like 2 other fights I have extreme difficulty on, and I'm.
So Bailey, just make sure that you yell during Rahu refight.
Sounds good. In fact, that sounds like a perfect opportunity to tell you about NAMI, that they support education and support via their 48 state offices and more than 650 affiliates. NAMI offers a host of signature programs, presentations, and support groups that are available free of charge. This includes a national helpline that can provide information, resources, and a compassionate, understanding, trained volunteer to support anyone who calls in. These programs reach more than 300,000 people a year and are life-changing opportunities for education, connection, support, and personal growth. So be sure to smash that donation button and help support this excellent cause.
It's perfectly length, and that fight went okay. I hit twice, but it was okay. The card games and custom robos. I agree.
This game basically plays out like a card game. Like, even the police settle everything with duels. instead of guns, which I have to imagine they have guns. If they have robos in this game, they have to have guns.
I chose run away. Bye!
I would have got the perfect fight there, but I hurt myself with my own ball.
So you could just choose a fight and go straight to the thing, or you can choose to negotiate, which doesn't take much more time, and then just run away, which gives you the entire animation of just trying to book it with your friends in need. So
I know, I just don't want to.
I just don't wanna. I don't want to save you. Goodbye. This is not. I was going to say a twin. Technically, yes, but not for right now.
Her name is Eliza.
Yes.
And her name is actually Eliza. If we call her a twin, it's because there's another character in this game also named Eliza. Except there is.
No. That's not how twins work. They're not twins with a charm. There's another person in the game who happens to be a twin who has the name Isabella.
Yeah, Mr. Spoiling literally the second to last fight of the game because anyone cares.
I got it perfect. I'm happy. That fight can go really wrong because she actually has illegal parts on her Robo, but her model is
illegal. Yeah, illegal parts are more or less usually overpowered versions of existing ones, but you put overpowered in quotation marks because some of them are actually still really bad.
So basically, her illegal body, like the main Robo, can jump 5 times. It can go basically right up to the skybox if it wants to. It's extremely annoying, and her gun hurts a lot. But thankfully, when you first fight her, the AI isn't too great, and you can kind of get right up into her face and do the combos that you need to do. I need to go to Bogey's Cafe. Thank you, Paper Notes. I was going to head the wrong way.
Mr. still uses paper notes in the year 2020.
Yeah. I got no defense.
Mr. Shotgun here is giving me a bunch of trouble.
Oh yeah, there's no audio.
Just gunshots. So you know the game's gone to serious mode.
Yeah.
Speaking of serious mode, you called for serious time during Shotgun Guy? Yeah, this was easy. I actually lost time. That fight was not great.
So you can stand in front of the gun and not get shot, just to show it. I'm immortal.
Yeah, so the shotgun's annoying because it downs you instantly. There's certain parts that are prone to just downing you instantly, and there's certain ones that have a lot of knockback. Those are usually the two worst. Yeah, as mentioned in chat, there has not been a custom Robo game in 13 years since the DS. There was a game made by the lead developer of this IP, which unfortunately didn't go over so well. So the game's called Synaptic Drive. It tried to do Robos, but it doesn't have a campaign, which is kind of a huge shame. And it doesn't have very good. I don't even know if you call it netcode. It doesn't have it does not have good connectivity. So like Wi-Fi battling is just awful. So it's and that just kind of killed it. It was a game that was kind of DOA as soon as it was released, which is a shame because the system of games is actually really cool. But it's unlikely we'll ever see another game of this series, or even a proper successor, since Nintendo's more or less abandoned this IP, left only to little nods and Smash, but it's an assist trophy and a bunch of stickers and stuff.
Yeah, double spirits and it's just really nice to see. When I first played Smash Ultimate, and almost you see the little spirits of the custom Robo characters like Flare and Ray Mark III, and I was yeah.
I think that's kind of one of the things that I've generally liked about Smash as a person who's dug really deep into Nintendo's catalog, is just seeing all the different little things. There's little references to the Bot and Kaidos games, which are a bit of a meme among speedrunners, but they are some of my favorite RPGs for this console. There's, this game. Mother 3. Even mentioning that game makes me sad. F-Zero, it's a good one.
Oh, that's Fees. Every time Nintendo announces anything, it's like, so, it's like, yeah. F-Zero game.
Not Zelda, Mario, or Pokemon. It seems to be perennially on the back burner. At least they've announced Pikmin 4, which may someday exist. I don't know.
Anyway, LBX is an extremely good game. But so to go back onto the day, I just finished day 8. Rahu flies away like Puma Man. Great reference, 100%. Everyone should check out Puma Man someday. And basically, Mira and Linda are gonna come here. They are already here, and they're gonna say, "Oh no, this is the thing," and then they don't give us any information and leave. The game forgets it has a story again.
Yeah, so this is the robot that literally killed a man.
Yes, but it's changed since Marcia saw it in the half dive.
Marcia.
No. Anyway.
Don't worry. If Shauny and I bicker at each other, like, we are good friends. Yeah, this is just how we do things. He's a good friend. Except when it's about Robo battles, then I have to give him crap. As does Stinger.
Yeah, everyone does. Like, for 9...
You're the punching bag of every community you're in, man.
Pretty much, yeah. Even as Zero when I found it, I ended up becoming a punching bag. I was like, that's neat. Yeah, so... Day 9, this is going to be... So after the incident happened, we are called to the police station to attend a police tag battle convention, is what it says on the board. And we're going to have a bunch of tournaments. Ours happens to be a doubles tournament, and there's a single tournament happening in the center.
It's an excuse to get you to do a lot of double battles, which are fun in casual play, but in speedrunning, they're horrible. In speedrunning, they're horrible for many reasons.
I just want to point out, this dude, he's clearly Viper from Chronopolis. I mean, Viper is TikTok.
Are you kidding me? Come on, Rahu. Are you freaking kidding me? He was literally dodging in between the race bullets.
Oh yeah, no. There's a weird hitbox on some Robos. Rahu 3, despite being the biggest robot, somehow has like the tiniest hitbox. I still don't like it. And yes, Puma Man is amazing.
Yeah, double battles, we haven't done many of them, but the big reason they suck is...
partners.
Yeah, there's 2 AI that love to run away from you. There's more things that are out of your control with that. With like trying to control enemy behavior and work around it. But also, partner AI in this game stinks.
And it's mostly Harry.
Yeah, Harry is
like 95% of all double battles is Harry as a partner. So
not that many, but you do get a few with Mary, you do get a few with Roy. They're also equally as bad as Harry.
Oh, Roy is...
Everyone in the community has their most hated partner, except Marcia, because Marcia like actually has competent AI and a decent Robo.
Yeah, and her... actually, there's actually one time in the Day 9 doubles tournament, Harry will actually have a shotgun. You'll never notice it, because he never gets close and does damage, and it's really annoying for that reason. But theoretically, he always has access to a shotgun, never uses it. And you can't customize, and this is one real big downside. Like, this is a great party game back in the day, just like boot up and
still a good party game.
Yeah. And like it's super fun. Like I will never like be able to take anything away from it or whatever. If you want to verse a computer, it's unfortunately limited to only set models. And I really, really, really hate that, because in Custom Robo Arena, you can customize your opponent that you're versing with whatever parts you wanted in this play. This one is like they have like 20 presets through 5 difficulties of Robos, and that's it. So you can never fight the end boss. You can never practice on certain things. I think the only one you can really practice against is like the Z Syndicate people, and I think that's it. Because like theirs are already kind of built as is, but you can't change things around and do whatever. But if you were to play with friends, you can pick whatever parts you want, play with whatever you want once you unlock them, and you have to beat the main game to play multiplayer. So that's a thing. But otherwise, it's like it's not the longest RPG.
This game's like a 1 to 2 sitting video game. I will say, as a speedrun, the unfortunate thing with this game is it has one of the worst like speedrun to casual play ratios in terms of length.
Yeah,
a lot of that is just text. If we had a way to mash it, if we had a way to just instantly skip text, we'd probably cut off like half an hour from this run, if not more.
Yeah, there's a ton of text boxes. I'm not going to get into the exact number because
Shauny, it's 4,172.
71.
I knew you would get upset by me getting it wrong.
I know, that's why I wasn't going to get into it. There's some pods for everyone.
So if you guys want proof that Shauny's a nerd and you should be rooting for me during this race, there you go. Even though I'm going to lose.
When I got into the community, I wanted to do something for the community, so I sat down and counted on text boxes and put up a spreadsheet. So that's Anthony and Thomas. That's actually arguably one of the hardest fights in day 9.
Yeah, so that fight's hilarious too, because the two of those guys, they bonded over the fact that they got dumped by the same girl, found out that they had a lot in common, and they love to beat each other up for fun. Alright, so this fight's pretty simple. I'm just against the dumb kids here. And he's just against these 2 generic NPCs. I think this would probably be a good time as any for a plug or donations if you have any, Velu.
There's not much happening here.
I just might have went to a restroom break. Okay. So this fight's silly because the opponents use a... what are those little fast models, like Swift, called?
They are...
Not little... I think it's the Little Raiders.
Little Raiders, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so Little Raiders, they get downed if you so much as breathe on them. But they also have really fast reverse cycles.
Yeah, there's a couple, like, in Grand Battle, like the post-game, like if you were to do a speedrun of that, you have to learn a lot of different things. Like, if you're looking at this and you're like, wow, using the same thing throughout the entire game, yeah, that's the case. In Grand Battle, they have tournaments where, like, let's say this is...
Single use.
Yeah, exactly. Six battles, single use. So you can use...
use every part
of the gun and middle leg 1. And then after that, it's like, you have to find the rail 1 and standard gun, the next one. Or whatever. And it's one of those things where you get really good with a lot of stuff that you would not want to, but Little Raiders is one which I will never, ever willingly use. But my best friend growing up, like I still currently best friend.
Oh god, I'm still backslashing. That's my split key. It's a bit of a running gag with this game.
Iron, he absolutely loves the Little Raiders, and he can use them like perfectly. I cannot for life of me use them. I really, really am bad with them. So this is the marriage refight versus Carbon and Walt. And they actually give some decent explanation on why the levels are they are. We forgot to explain during day 8. The reason you fought Rahu and no one else helped you is because they wanted to see what arena would be generated, because you can't generate arenas like some people, or don't have preset arenas in your custom
Everyone has their own unique arena, which is kind of unique to each character. Like Harry has his own. It's like the stupid conveyor belts one that nobody likes. Marcia and one other character have a specific one. Evil has his own that he gets in post game, which is amazing. It's also awful. It's awful to play in, but it's hilarious because they have this face all over it.
If there's time, I can actually just show off the different combat rules.
You'll have extra time, and like you're gonna have to wait for me to finish it soon. Oh god, I'm like losing this fight really badly.
Also, we should specify as well, no fight is free. Like, there isn't a unique... Like, there's Sealhead, but... like...
Sealhead. I've never lost to any Sealhead fight.
No, Sealhead I think is universally...
Oh, I lost. Okay. I lost to these dudes. I think this is a first, actually.
Anthony and Thomas, or?
Yep.
They're
This is the first time I've ever lost
really
goofies.
Yeah. There's always some weird. I don't want to say like. Okay.
They were focused hard on me. Like they never switched away.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like this game is really hard to speedrun because again, the AI is really bad for your partners. Like you can never defend them. Okay,
They're still firing their guns behind a wall.
Man, I remember watching a Beyblade dent a metal door. The teacher's like, "That's cool," and they kept going. Like, really? Okay, sure.
So
we don't need custom Robos. They have guns. I like that.
Oh, the lag.
Actually, custom Robo Arena actually touched on that with Street Battles, which was really cool, actually.
So kind of one of the things that I'm really hoping for at any point in double battles is that my whoever I'm targeting, like you want to stay on the same target. You don't want to switch targets up too much. And I hope that whoever I'm targeting... Wow, come on, are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. Whoever you're targeting is not targeting you, because if they target you, they love to run away, and you want enemies as close as possible.
This fight in particular is really... Hopefully will be nice, because Roy and Mira are absolute jerks for keeping things nice. I pushed Roy to Lavos. Nothing else I'm happy about that. Yes, I am using pods.
I just fired the only 2 pods I'm going to fire for this entire run.
The thing is, the pods, Speed Pod D, the one I use, I don't know if you're using standard or not.
Nah, I don't switch it over.
Yeah, so Speed Pod D is just a good, quick attack. You can see there, it just bounced off the walls and was useless. But the effect of Speed Pod D is it launches the opponent diagonally and stuns them as they're downed. So it's not the greatest to get hit by, and I tend to hit myself quite a bit. But in the grand scheme of things as well, if you're trying to keep Roy or Mira off your case, fire a couple, and then moving on to the next point isn't a bad idea. I have a hiccup that's not going away. Oh, so now I'm going to be versus Evil. This is the only single battle because he's actually a really cool guy, and he doesn't want to do a 2v1 against you, so he makes his little lackey step aside. I think his name is actually Little Lackey 1. And we get a versus Evil again.
And their names are Delph and Bubble.
Yeah. I think Bubble's the big guy. Right?
Bubble's the big guy, yeah. Not Bubbles, just singular Bubble.
Yeah. So I got a good roll, Evil did not, so I can move up, Standard Bomb S, and then do the combo again. And I'll shoot him slightly. Oh, I didn't do it right. If you do a ground-based shot, there's curves around corners. There we go. Got back into control.
Something I'm prone to doing a lot of is dashing, and instead of shooting. And if I do that, it's because I tend to press A and B at the same time, like too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And if we got time for a quick plug here,
Go for it.
Awesome. So just to remind us that we are here supporting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI raises awareness by participating in nationwide awareness opportunities like Mental Health Month, Suicide Prevention Month, and Mental Illness Awareness Week. NAMI has partnerships with a wide range of companies and organizations such as Fox Sports and Google that NAMI uses to get their name and mission in front of new audiences. So be sure to hit that donation button. We have lots of incentives still available for some upcoming runs. Final Fantasy is coming up next. You can pick characters, you can name those characters. We've already hit our incentive to get the bad ending of Custom Robo, so good job on that. Mm-hmm. And please be sure to donate and support this awesome cause.
Johnny, do you have a save file for bad ending?
I checked it before we...
I was like, I'd rather not have you have to do it in the middle of the run.
That was a concern. I haven't touched my save file since RPG Break 2018, and I purposely made one of the save files to the Abandoned Showcase. But it won't have a donation name, but it will have a incentive on it. because this game does have a weird bad ending, even though
it's more of a joke bad ending. But like, we do have a category for speedruns for anyone who doesn't have the time, or in certain alternate miscellaneous categories, because if you can customize your Robo, why not? If you want to just do like a category that doesn't have to deal with the insanity that is the final boss. This version of Robo Shrek. Okay, most important text box in the game. Let that sink in.
I love custom Robo.
I love Robo battles.
So my day is not done yet here. I have to now go to dinner, because now everything has an orange hue over it because it's sunset. The final boss is really dumb. Like, Metal Ape is durable. Think of the end boss having 5,000 health instead of 1,000.
We'll get to that later.
We'll explain it in good time, and we're both going to have quiet time versus him, because that actually is another fight.
Yeah, that's a very annoying fight.
You can see they have pizza and juice, some salad. Later, nothing
salad. Salad is for wimps.
Thank you, her. I'll have salad.
Self-depreciation humor.
I love it.
Holy crap. Holy crap. I almost said holy cow and holy crap at the same time. Harry actually did something in this fight. Like, he actually did a lot of damage.
Yes, they are near the pool table. That's not canonical. I agree. So this is day 10. We're going to go back to Steel Hearts. We're going to go to the police headquarters, and then we are going to get our S rank license. But we don't know that yet, so don't spoil it for ourselves. This is my first playthrough. This actually was my first speedrun. Also, every single tiny box you see in the background is essentially a liquor bottle in Steel Hearts. So there's a lot of these little boxes around.
Ernest is a man of culture. That's why he drinks good old vodka.
Box wine.
Box wine? Ah! Take it all back.
Shout out to General Viper again. Again, he's this old guy with gray beard. So, you know.
And great poses.
Also, time for table clip.
Shauny,
I'm getting the first go.
Can you have speed?
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, you can clip between two NPCs and a couple of things.
It's the only time
save
you
like
can do
half
that.
We like to make up our own little skips and clips and all that stuff because this game doesn't have them. I've tried enlisting the help of my friend Jado to break this game before. So far, I haven't heard from him. I think this game might have broken him because it's unbreakable.
Yeah, it's...
we don't break this game; it breaks us.
Yeah, this game is very unforgiving. This is a different fight.
That was a clean fight. I don't know why I lost time. That's right. My last run in this game, I had an insanely good fight here.
So you can see the long range of the dash just like helps me just immediately go towards the robos and just do the last couple shots. Yeah, honestly, I tried doing this without the long thrust legs, and I have huge issues. And if I ever want to shorten my dash distance, I aim diagonally up against the walls to drag my robo against it.
Same. It's kind of a way to minimize the distance, because Metal Ape's mobility it's not bad compared to Rail 1's. Like, it's not as good, but it's not terrible. The problem is you only have one midair dash, so you don't have a ton of control.
Yeah, and absolutely in chat, I will actually probably get that wrong. I am known for getting that 2 simple questions wrong. For whatever reason, I always say the world is round that has a huge wall. I don't understand why. I know when it comes up, but it's also like why I have paper notes for the simple quiz.
Flat Earthers be gone.
There you go. Does anyone agree what 2010s was for like a moniker?
What?
It's like early 2000s, 1990s, to like 2010s.
The 2010s.
I don't think that's right though. It needs to sound right.
I mean, I know they sometimes call 2000 to 2009 the aughts, but that's like it.
Alright, so I get it versus Linda again. This time she doesn't have Ernest as a partner. Yeah, she's not very threatening.
I am on that fight. Thanks, Park guys. Somehow my last run of this was deathless. So as for the subject of a randomizer of this game, there is kind of a built-in one. In New Game Plus, once you've unlocked all the parts, you can actually just do a randomized set of parts. Every fight, which we have meme races once in a blue moon.
Yeah,
all random parts.
It definitely gets more people to compete, but like at the same time, you don't want to versus Rahu 3 with a bubble gun. That's a bad time all around for everyone.
Oh God!
I've done that one. I've also versed him with a Halo gun. That was also an atrocious fight that ended up me dying. But at the same time, you can get like Rahu 3 body and a knuckle gun versus Harry, which I also have gotten, which felt so good. Yeah, her gun was the B gun.
Hornets.
Yes.
Not bees.
But
Although we will still insist on calling it bees, and sadly bees.com is no longer active.
It is. This is not secure. Don't worry, I actually did have tested.
Just lock that domain up. It's just one gift that everyone gets a little bit of a checklight every once in a while.
The customer leaves don't die. This is Roy. Roy is again a Robo, which is a strike vanisher. He's not the most threatening, but he does have a Magnum, and the Magnum can easily down you if it's a perfect distance away from you.
Why use a Magnum when you have a Magnum? Wait, I can't say it. Oh, Drek.
Unleash the bees. Nicolas Cage hates his weapon.
Bees. I am cursed with bees. I run East Salcedo, which is full of bees, and this game where you have to deal with bees. I run Bug Fables at last Questing for Glory, which is a game where you literally are a bee.
I couldn't think of a pun fast enough, so I just had a couple tea.
Well, while you sip that tea, we'll take a second to shout out that we'd like to send thanks to our people involved in our foreign language restreams, our French restream at twitch.tv/lefrench-restream, and our Japanese stream at twitch.tv/Japanese_restream. If those restreams can help you enjoy the marathon, go check them out and send them some love.
Mm-hmm.
Poutine.
No, bonjour, comment ça va?
J'ai tellement faim. So this one song where they're punk band where the chorus is just poutine, j'ai tellement faim. Which, as far as I understand, is just poutine, I am so hungry.
Having a Nicolas Cage discussion in chat.
It happens every time. Shoutouts to Palmer, who ran Crystal Bearers earlier, and his silly insistence on watching every Nicolas Cage movie he can for October. I love there's two scores of rating. There's the regular rating, which is how good it is a normal movie, and the Cage rating, how much of a Cage movie it is. Some of them are really, really good. I think The Wicker Man is like considered his worst, but it's also his memeiest.
Yeah.
The Cage rating, yeah. How cagey is this movie?
Oh, Chief, you want to be annoying today. I was wondering about that.
Dang, I'm 6 fights behind. Wow. Thanks, Death, and also Rust, and also Canadian privilege.
What? I'm sorry?
I'm trying to make sense. Of course you are.
Anyway.
Look, I'm just trying to make excuses.
This is the one fight I'll be quiet again, so...
Yeah, he's got an actually serious hard fight going on. I will shut up.
Also, if you want to do the conga line thing,
do that conga. Oh wait, I can't sing it, or else they might copyright strike the stream.
Conga.
Conga. I do have a donation from Shauny718883. It says, "Notice me, senpai ghosts." Thank you, Johnny.
Never.
I did that the first marathon I could. I've been doing it ever since for a month.
Hey, I gave you a knuckle touch when we did it at Limit Break. Which sadly we can't
no,
do
you did
anymore.
not. You looked at me and said, "I noticed you." That's all you did. You never did it.
Okay. I knuckle touched you in spirit.
Alright, so I actually need to concentrate, because this is the Rahu 1 refight, and he got a good roll. I did not.
Yeah, this fight's hard. Actually hard.
Well, while you concentrate, I'll remind everybody that 1 in 5 Americans live with a mental health condition, and fewer than 50% of adults living with these conditions will receive treatment each year. Many factors contribute to this, including stigma, lack of access, and lack of knowledge and resources. NAMI helps out with this by operating a national helpline available Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, which provides information, referrals, resources, and a compassionate, understanding, trained volunteer to support the college.
Yeah, so that fight in a nutshell, and I'll also be quiet when Ghost wants to concentrate in that fight too.
I asked, it's because I'm behind and I actually want to focus. I'm going to ask for like serious time, even from the host, for that fight.
Yeah, the thing is, no, for me, don't worry about it. But yeah, Ghost, like, not for like,
I'm behind enough, but I'm like, I just don't want to fail.
Yeah, but the Rahu 1 refight, you saw I went from 1,000 health down to 400 very, very quickly. And if you actually noticed in that fight, I got hit twice. So it's like the Rahu 1 refight, for whatever reason, is the exact same as before for damage and whatever. His AI is bumped up way too high. And arguably, he is a harder fight than the end boss, and definitely the harder fight than the next Rahu fight we get in a little while. Oh, so we're going back to Damien's restaurant, where the sushi never stops flowing, I guess.
It's weird because they like style it to what looks like a Chinese restaurant. I think they even say it in the dub that it's a Chinese restaurant, but like, or in the localization, but it's like it's super Japanese.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's see here, evil. I'll just see if I can get the double laugh.
Oh, the double laugh.
I have, for the record, this game is extremely loud.
Yes, it is.
Hearing my audio, it is actually 27% of the actual game audio, reduced to minus 2.0 decibels. And I can still hear it very clearly with sound-canceling headphones. So, that also doesn't bleed into the microphone, because, yeah. Gas station sushi. Honestly, it's probably better than the place that doesn't refrigerate
Gas
stuff.
station sushi. Mmm, tapeworms.
I see Futurama. Alright, so this is the second of the twin or singular twin fights. As far as we know, it's the same person as before. You can see she's now doing all the air dashes in the world. She wants to be annoying. And the kind of the secret for her is you have to kind of hit her with at least one bullet when she's still in the air. Don't stop her,
about lava, by
she'll
the way.
fall down.
Have we talked about lava, by the way?
It hurts.
Yes.
There you go.
You touch lava, you get instantly down and rebirth like very quickly. But you take like 100 plus damage depending on your model.
Yeah.
So if you can knock an enemy into the lava, it's really good. But
yeah, my PB run has me like dunking one certain enemy 6 times in a row.
oh god, yeah. There's one arena that's like all lava around.
Or magma, if you want to be more correct. So magma zones.
All right, chat's getting a little gross here. Let's not talk about the tapeworm any longer. That's gross. That's very gross.
So to change it to this is a 2v2 fight versus Oboro and Sergey. Sergey is the one we fought previously. We never fought Oboro. Yellow is my main focus. I do not care about Sergey at all. He is actually not much of a threat. Oboro, on the other hand, has the worm gun, which is honestly probably the most overpowered illegal weapon in the game.
It fires 4 dragons at you. It's like it's the most anime sounding weapon ever, except it's like actually a threat.
There we go. He's down. If he gets one shot off in the air, it is an instant down. If he shoots on the ground, it shoots 3 separate bullets, and they all do like 80 to 100 damage apiece. Like it's actually close. So now this is Sergey.
I'm on the mirror fight, and she continually knocks me away because
Ion Gun.
Ion Gun is the worst nonsense ever. Remove this from the game, Nintendo. I know this game is 15 years old, but still, please patch it.
Yeah, the worm gun is extremely OP, and we actually get to use it once in Grand Battle. If you unlock, or if you're doing all parts, you have an opportunity to get it. If not, then not really. So now we're going to go learn about the world and how everything is blown up, and this is a post-apocalyptic world that somehow has sushi, a harbor, and juice. And chocolate. Can't forget that chocolate bar. But I am basically just going to be mashing, and I can sum it up very, very quickly. The world's round with a huge wall. Why? Anyway, I'm basically going to be just watching the thing. Ghost, if you want to talk about your side for a while.
We already have a huge wall. It's called the Great Lakes. It separates the greatest country on Earth from Canada.
Oh, I could show off the bathroom.
Sorry, I feel like I might be getting borderline political, so I'll stop.
Anyway, I actually will show off the bathroom in this game, though. It is honestly dumb. That will be happening probably in a minute.
Johnny, just do bathrooms, dude.
No, not the bathroom.
Oh, the bathroom. Okay.
Like the overly comes to the bathroom. This is also why this rape fight's happening, and Don thinks he has bad luck. There's a railroad system right beneath his restaurant, at least in the outer world. Also, I'm not going to pause it for a second. You can see there's fish in the background for some reason, and I don't know how that works. So it's not a fish tank. So.
Alright, so now I'm getting into S-Class Rahu, which is the everybody shut up, I'm concentrating time. But before we get to that, we have the longest conga line of the entire run.
Which is glorious.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. 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 Cha-cha-cha-cha. Alright, so this fight sucks, and it sucks really, really bad.
Yeah, so quiet time for Ghost.
Yeah, everybody be quiet time. Okay. That's S-Class Raw.
Okay, good.
Despite the fact that I was under 100 HP at the end there.
I was gonna say, that was a
decent fight.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's about 30 seconds. It's been about 40 seconds. Like, oh god.
Yeah, I got off to a really good start, but it didn't.
And if we got time for a couple donations.
Yes, there's so much time for donations for this right now.
Awesome. Tiny Tim donates $10.19, says, "Hey all, had to donate for the amazing custom Robo run. We love Robo battles. Good luck to Ghost and Shauny. Cheers."
Thank you, Tim.
Also,
as always.
For the next donation, it's like if you were to step right here, the bathroom door opens. It's the world's most sensitive bathroom door. And then the toilet paper from that side too. So I just want to point that out.
Very nice. I've also got a $9 anonymous donation, fixing the palindrome, which I believe is a reference to our total. So we're at 1889881.
Yes, GameCube did have online capabilities, if I remember correctly. It just never really took off or was publicized.
I don't think so. I know PlayStation 2 had some online connectivity.
No, it had there was a brief MMO for the GameCube.
Man, Fantasy Star 2 online doesn't count.
This is the auto-scroller. The point of this is sticker and opportunity break into his mind. This one else's mind too. Yeah, it's fun. This is now going on 6 a.m. I have a midterm at 1 p.m. So this will be fun.
Just take a 4-hour nap.
Oh, it'll be fine. Like I purposely slept before this, but as a heads up for everyone universally. I'm actually in another marathon as well, like a day and a half.
For whatever reason, the second fight against the twin here is actually significantly easier. I don't know what it is. Like her AI is just better, like or worse.
I don't know. I always found the second fight to be easier too.
It's like the first fight is a bit of trouble. The second fight is super easy, and then like the third fight is just.
So, I'm in the Z hideout now. This particular fight actually has a through. We got into Center Bomb S and a Strike Vanisher on the place we first. No, I can't. Okay, there we go. Nope, I got hit. Nope. Seriously, Mr. There we go. There we go. So this game is a weird difficulty spike here. Because this is the final day. Majora Mass Beam goes here. But basically, everything here can immediately end your run in one way or another. This one in particular, this guy actually has basically the same equipment layout that we do, the Center Bomb S and Ray Gun, and he has a Strike Basher, so he can just disappear everywhere. Stun you, block you, knock you into lava, and... Oh yeah, sure, sounds good, Panda. Shauny wins a race, you donate a bottle of Maple Syrup to Beaver. Maple Syrup is like the good stuff, so like 2 bottles maybe? Like, come on, be generous, it's charity, right? Actually, I don't know what the currency exchange rate of meatballs or Maple Syrup to US dollar is, but...
About like $9 a bottle.
No, I'm talking about real stuff, not what you guys have in here.
I don't change my subject. It probably costs cheaper to buy it from Canada than it does to cost from like Vermont.
I've tried Vermont maple syrup before. It's no. Gotta be Quebec.
Poutine.
Shiny.
I'm only doing it entirely because I know it annoys you.
Well, I literally made cactus cup potatoes today earlier, so
Dude.
They're so good. Anyway, so now I am going on to... We refought Shiner. Honestly, not really a hard fight. He can get away from you, but can't ever really damage Metal Ape enough. These 3 fights coming up, not these 3 in particular. First one, not the worst fight. Second fight, probably my least favorite fight in the game other than the end boss. And the third fight, we respect that man. We respect him with everything.
Yeah.
Underpants Man is not to be joked around with.
That third fight, like, all of my splits for Z Syndicate members, I just call them Chump, so it's Z Syndicate Chump 1, Z Syndicate Chump 2. The fight before him is Z Syndicate Chump 9. Underpants Man is not Z Syndicate Chump 10. He is the only one I don't call a Chump, and that includes the high-ranking admins.
Yeah, it's extremely punishing. Because he happens to have a shotgun. He's a metal bear? No, he's metal ape, I think. No, metal ape's the second one. So yeah, he would be it's painful. It really is painful if things go out of hand. And the same with this fight, because every single map beforehand has one little area of magma on it. Welcome to this horrible map, where it has 2 conveyor belts going into 2 different pits of lava. I hate this map. A lot. And you have to verse a guy who has a needle gun, which is horrible. And it's a metal ape, so it has the exact same iframe abusing air dash I have. Stay in the lava. I'll stay in the lava with you. So you saw how much damage that this did? That could have been me. That's a really good fight, but that's extremely risky to do. I hate that map so much. And now Underpants Man, which we will not laugh at. We respect Underpants Man. And we call it because...
That's a sentence that has never been up. It is a sentence that has never been spoken.
See? We respect Underpants Man. No. For the lava, no, it's roughly 100 damage per touch on there.
It's instant down, but it's also like instant rebirth if you're not. If you are downed in midair above it, you will hit it and it doesn't rebirth as quickly, and you still take like 100 damage regardless.
Yep, there's a shotgun. And he has Metal Ox as his robot. That's the only nice thing is he's not Metal Bear. If it's Metal Bear with a shotgun, it'd be the worst fight. Metal Ox seems to get the short end of the stick when it comes to that's nice. His charge, because you can hit him before the iframes activate. And if you use Standard Bomb S and the 3-way gun, you can actually kind of get him into a cycle. And then if you see him charge, you do your charge, which has higher iframes. Now for this little Robo. This little Robo likes to run the lava himself. He's too fast for this arena, and he's great. I love him.
Conga, conga, conga.
Alright, so I'm gonna get 2? Yeah, there you go. Missed it. So this is the little Robo here. I think it's a Peregrine, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're all
he actually
named
can't
after,
slow down before he hits the lava edges.
Yeah, they're all named after
birds.
Birds. Oh yes, Panda. I was part of the Falcon. Well, not the most recent one. I was part of the 2018 one. The trails, like I gave up control of it, but at the time I did. I controlled it. I had both the trails and East speedrun servers. Which, because of that fact, Stinger PA, one of the other Robo community members, donated to name me Wise with an apostrophe there, just because he knows how much it bugs me.
That and also the name for mine as well. Thank you for your generosity, Stinger, but...
Chicken Heart sucks.
Does not.
Chicken Heart and Knuckle.
and
Not and Knuckle. Featuring Funky Kong, featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry.
I love that meme so much.
Hey, we had that game in this marathon. And the game does, in fact, feature Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Okay, that was actually a decent fight. That stupid fight. That singular conveyor belt arena to lava. I don't actually know what any of the levels are actually called. Actually, fun fact: I'm probably in the community probably the person who knows the least about the actual stuff in this game. I just play it fast. That's all. Oh, now I have to take part of Roy. Okay, so Roy is now my partner. He has a Magnum. Watch how many times he sits behind a wall and tries to shoot. His AI is atrocious. And the second fight here, not this one, but the next fight will feature Yellow having a shotgun. And it's just bad.
I got juked.
So it's a bit chaotic to see because, well, Roy is not very good partner. But Roy has taken 183 damage. He has not actually done pretty much any damage at all to the opponents. I think he finally got one Magnum shot off. So congratulations, Roy. And yeah, thankfully I only get him for 2 battles, but arguably this has cost me more runs than anything else, is just dying on battles where Roy is my partner. We're almost done the Zed Hideout part 1, I guess, or I guess the Zed Hideout, and then it's the amusement park afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Day 12 is like
a third of the game.
And yes, we do save the world in 12 days. Once again, reaffirming how anime this game is.
Yeah, we're also better than everyone else. And even if I pointed this to the French recent stream commentator, Bonjour, by the way, if you die and your partner survives, it's a game over. Even if the enemy only has like 2 HP, you always have to survive, which is infuriating because like you could be doing great against the end boss. He has like 2 HP left, and you happen to get the final hit, and you die. Unfortunately, after that, the game just ends it. Come here, Yellow. You need to go because you have a shotgun. Doesn't look like it, but he has a shotgun, and it's extremely annoying. And again, you can see Roy in the background. Oh, he actually hit someone. Good for him. Oh wow, he's actually done like 800 damage. Roy, what is this? There we go. Casually about 7 hours, especially if you go explore and talk to everyone. This game's really fun.
This fight's another fight where it's really beneficial to use the Metal 8 because Drill Gun doesn't down you instantly with one full round, although it is obnoxiously loud.
Alright.
Okay, I'm just like playing this fight terrible. Come on, are you kidding me?
I'll get that reference, obviously. I love how Bro has parachute pants. This will show the team up.
Oh, booyah. Knocked him right into the lava. I love how he just fell in the background while I was big.
I love that kill. Because it does a perfect clunk and everything. It's great. So, this will not be a 2v2 battle. It's that old man beatdown. Sergey's gonna backstab his work colleague, and it's now a 3v1 versus a robot which has like 50% defense. So, sorry, Oboro.
You're not.
Oh no, there's actually a chance that the community likes to try to get a triple perfect, where you beat him so fast that no one gets hit.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest fights in the game to get a perfect on because it's a 3v1.
Problem is your allies might shoot bombs because they get you into
Yeah,
but
there's
actually 10
kills in the game.
Yes, bombs and
final
pods
boss is extra annoying. It's not the only reason the final boss is extra annoying, but it's one of them. If you see me typing in backslash, don't worry about it. It's nothing.
Darn it, Mercier, you got hit. 2 perfects.
Right. Underpants man time.
Good luck.
This is not a focus time.
No, but it's
low level focus time. Oh, good job on the Reconsen fight there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this would be a good time for donations or plugs if you got any, Velu.
I still have Rahu too.
Yeah, that fight's easy.
Yeah, I know, but just yeah, go for it.
Absolutely. So NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, reminds us that suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death in youth aged 10 to 24, and the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. overall. 90% of those who have died by suicide have an underlying mental illness. NAMI wants you to know that NAMI gets it and that they are here for you. You can visit NAMI.org for more and or call the NAMI helpline at 1-800-950-NAMI. That's 6264 for support, information, and referral. Reach out for yourself and reach out for others to help.
Honestly, this is just kind of the year of very, very low mental health.
Yeah, and honestly, again, like, never be afraid to ask for help. Seek help. It's extremely crucial. Yeah, I know in my city, suicide's quite a big problem. So that's Rahu too. The only real quirk about him is he gets up immediately, so you can hit him quicker, and you can steer him.
I think 30 frames of down before he gets back up.
Yeah, and it's a 60 frame per second game. So versus everyone else who stays down for like 2-3 full seconds. Okay, let me crack my knuckles here for a second. I'm going to do my best to explain the text stuff.
Oh god. Yeah, 2 minutes of non-stop mashing.
Yep, I'm actually stretching my fingers. Okay, so to summarize what's going to be on screen. Sergei's going to play a tape from the hero's father that he left for him after he left at the beginning of the game, and basically the Zed Syndicate is basically established to stop Rahu. The police did not want that to happen, and they worked undercover. That's why Sergei, a former police officer, joined up with the hero's father, and they eventually formed the Zed Syndicate. After the father passed away, there was a power split between Isabel and Eliza, the two twins.
Oboro and Eliza.
Yeah. And Oboro decided to stay with Sergei, and that's where the 2 factions of the Zed Syndicate come from. They're going to be talking about Marcia's powers and how she got it, and in order to convince every single person in the world that the world is a dome and there's nothing else to it, every baby is genetically modified at birth to make sure that they remember that the world is a dome. Because of that, she had a side effect where they hit the wrong part of the brain and gave her the ability to do half-dives, which was her sensitivity to emotions.
She's kind of moody, to put it that way.
Yes. And now we have going to be giving a watch, which our father left us, to Sergei to complete a device to erase the presence of Rahu, which is Immorial, or Euphoria, whatever you want to pronounce it as, who possessed a custom Robo, which is why everyone uses it. That is the 400 text boxes there.
Yeah, so our father gave us the memory erasure device, which is said to stop Rahu's growth pattern because Rahu is constantly evolving.
Yep.
Yeah, they just jump text on it. Like, it's so long they give you not 1 but 2 save prompts in the middle of it. I love it, but I also hate it.
Yes, there's 2 save prompts there, and a 3rd one at the end of it as well. Also, on top of that, like Ghost pointed out before, there's 4,171 text boxes. There's 400 there. There's 1/10 of the game's basically text boxes in that one segment.
Well, story mode, but
yeah, but
because
It's
Grand Battle
excessive.
with its own text. Let's just put 10% of the story in the span of about 2 minutes worth of mashing, or I guess, I don't know, like 3% of the game, just like overall runtime, I guess.
Yeah, so if you ever want to know what those were about, again, if you're watching a VOD or whatever, go back. If you stop at every single text box when you play the game yourself, that's basically the everything.
Mm-hmm.
They did not need to explain it that long.
It's fine. So it's a...
Alright. So this
It's a game worth playing.
Oh, it really is. This game
it's only like $20 on online, which is pretty cheap considering games just seem to go up in value every year.
Yeah, unfortunately in 2004, the Wii was announced. Like it was like kind of hyped up, and this game kind of got overshadowed by that a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm. GameCube's like this weird nostalgia console where it's like there wasn't a ton of games for it, but like the games on this platform, people just kind of absolutely love.
Mm-hmm. The controls are also great. Like I can't tell you how responsive the actual game is. Everything
responsive minus there's a few inputs that are not the best, but like yeah, this game's pretty responsive. I like the controls, and I am getting utterly shafted by the walls here.
I'm getting hit by the afterburner. So you can use the metal apes. I died. Thank you. 73 life. Ah, yeah. 72 life more than I need. So like I pointed out before, you can literally have everything go horrible immediately with this. And that was one of the cases, is the afterburner gun into lava cost me roughly 200 out of 1,000 health, and that happened twice, and then the afterburner gun itself does like 80 to 110, and if they zone you, you're gone. Alright, how do I focus on here? Is it yellow or is it green? I think green's the one I have to focus on for this fight, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's the right one. I can actually never remember which one is which for the Robos. The Peregrine has a V-laser gun and is extremely annoying. Also, the way the three-way gun works, I should have explained this a long time ago, is obviously we talked about the oversight. If you're close range, you do a lot of damage. There's also a difference in every single gun for the most part, for ground shots and air shots. And if you do a three-way gun air shot,
also up and towards you.
Yeah, and then if you do on the ground, you'll push them away. So I try to use that and make sure when I'm finishing a combo, I do the ground one, because it pushes them away enough that it keeps them up in the air and it forces them to do their aerial dashes. Versus if you keep them too high up in the air, they might get away from you or do whatever. And the second they land, they'll go back to their normal AI. So you can kind of take advantage of that. And that was also the only fight we have Mira as a partner, and she's not very helpful. Not as bad as Roy, so far as I'm concerned, but she's really bad. Alright, time for bathroom skip.
Yeah, Delphi hates her.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, Delphi pointed out how bad Mira was as a partner. I was like, what's that here? Say no 5 times. There we go. So this is the only kind of real skip we have in the game. Is if we say yes to going to the bathroom with Harry, we have to do a bunch of dialogue boxes, and then we have to talk to, or we have to fight 2 separate battles, 1 single, 1 double. If we say no 5 times, we just get this cutscene, and we don't have to do 2 battles. So, yay?
So it saves like 2 minutes to just say no over and over again.
But it's also very risky because you say once yes, it voids all the other no's and you're going to the bathroom. So, and there's also no way you can pause and exit and go to the last save point.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're stuck doing them, and the arena is extremely tiny comparatively to every other arena. Also, I'm gonna be fighting a merry-go-round and fighting a steelhead. Steelheads are fun.
Steelheads are fun. It's also the only Robo I think I've never lost to in story mode.
No, I've never lost to a Steelhead. They're just damage sponges, and they'd have the same AI over and over again.
And I've got a quick donation from Zelo, who donates $10.
Zelo.
It says, I'm too sleepy at this hour to be competent, so here's $10 for GK's memes while I hold this, quote, coffee. Good luck to both GK and Shauny.
But more good luck to me.
Yeah.
More so because I need it, not because Shauny doesn't deserve it. Because he definitely doesn't, but more so because I need it.
Everyone do like the little Super Saiyan like hand thing up for GhostKumo in chat. Give him luck.
This is actually a very solid Rahu too, considering my last run of this game. I lost like a minute on this one.
So yeah, that's also a very scary looking clown. This is an amusement park. Razor, I believe, found the maze route here. After this first fight, there is actually a 0 encounter fight maze route you can do.
Yeah, so the maze has these encounters that are just sitting there in the floor. Kind of like a standard RPG, go figure. But there's a route through the maze that triggers none of the encounters. If you don't do any of them, by the way, I think you get all the parts from the maze at like the end of the game.
Yes. If you enter Grand Battle, it will unlock all the parts. So even if you start the Grand Battle and just go to the parts generator.
Alright, this is gonna exhaust my hands.
You're doing the text dump?
Yep.
So this is the last Gatling gun in the game too. It's not overly bad, but it's still obnoxious. Because obviously with Metal Lake we can survive the downing power of it. Just want to make sure I get the 31 HP left. There you go. Bombs don't disappear when you get downed. I was meant to say that as well. If you get downed, all your gunfire on the stage, other than bombs and pods, will disappear. So if you know you're going to be getting down and you have a little bit of time, just shoot a bomb off and see if you can get some damage. And this is the maze route, so shouts to Razor. And also make sure you take very tight corners, because the panel, like the 4 panels of squares there, count as a box, basically. And if you get too close to one, you fight some horrible battles, like a metal bear with a stun gun. And that's horrible. Okay, I'm almost... Oh, hello 2-hour mark.
You love the 2-hour mark because it means sub 2 is gone.
I know.
And you don't have to worry about it.
So I have 3 more battles in the game. Yeah, it's 1 single, 1 double, and 1 3v1.
Actually, I convinced Shauny to race me in
Yep.
this. Knowing I'd be either narrowly defeated or blown out, depending on the kind of run I got.
Yeah, this
the
is
thing
like
the thing with racing in this game is winning is whatever. Usually, it's nice. We race mostly to have fun and just sit in a call and just
this meme
and chat and hang out. It's kind of our community trademark. Is just whenever somebody in the squad just decides to do a run, everyone is there. I think our peak of number of people in a robocall, as we call it, which is just somebody in the squad's doing a run and everyone else joined in the Discord call. I think our peak was 12.
12 or 13, one of the two. It was to the point where no one can actually talk anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. This one, someone's they're brand new to the community. That was their first ever run. Everyone just jumped in and started chatting. It's always been good. Also, if anyone does want to learn this run, I am happy to ways to help people. I do plan to do more speedruns of this because I've gotten to at least another marathon, possibly another one after that too. Who knows? But we have a ton of resources, materials. I can make more videos. Anything that's missing. And in general, this is a good community. We're quiet right now, but honestly, people just love Robo battles. Oh, so these are the cutscenes
Whenever somebody hatches a silly idea for a race to do next, somebody's usually on board. I haven't run this game that seriously in a couple of years, but I still enjoy just doing a race from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Especially a random part race.
Yeah, again, I'm not super into grinding this as much anymore. That was a stupidly good fight. I'm not as much into grinding this game anymore, but I do occasionally do runs, and it's a lot more fun if you're just not like going for PB as much. It is fun to go for PB in a different sense. Kind of the pro and con of this is you could save time in all sorts of places, but you can also you'll always have splits you'll lose time too.
Yeah, I remember initially when I was grinding for the initial world record of 2:15. I could not. Why do you keep kicking me, Green? Stop it! Stop.
Yeah. I think I heard you chime in there, Velu. If you have anything more you want to say, this would be probably the last chance to get it in.
Alrighty then. I actually did just get a $5 donation from Sindrina, so thank you very much, Sindrina, for the $5 donation. Those donations go to NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They are doing a lot of work to help out to raise awareness and advocacy for folks with mental illness. So please hit that donation button. We have tons of incentives still available for our upcoming runs. On deck next is Final Fantasy. Up for grabs is naming the party members as well as choosing what classes those parties will be. So if you want to get into that bid war, make sure that you get those donations in the next few minutes before the next run starts.
Yeah, one thing to say on the subject of NAMI, a friend of mine years back actually went to a couple of meetings that they held to help out people who kind of were struggling with mental illness. They weren't really sure what to do, where to go, and they said it really helped them out. So kind of for that, I'm very grateful for the cause, and I very much I've seen how it's helped somebody in my life. So definitely someone I can vouch for at the very least. Alright, now I'm on bathroom skip.
Oh, that death.
Oop, I almost said yes there.
Yeah, it's really easy just to miscount the text boxes. It's 22357, I think, for how many are between the yeses and nos.
Good old Drac room skip.
Yeah.
Shout out to Drac. Right now I am fighting against Estimate. According to my splits, my pace is just barely over 215.
Alright. Long story short, I don't know. I'm going to take off my headset, but Ghost, if you want to explain...
I'll be explaining Rahu 3, because this next fight's Sealhead. There's really not much to explain about it on my end. So he's going to enter into the fight against Rahu 3, which is the hardest boss of the game. There are 3 allies against 1 Rahu 3. Now that sounds like the odds might be in our favor. They're really not. Rahu 3 has maxed out defense to the point where he effectively has 5,000 HP if he was like any other normal Robo. And while he is 1v3, it's bad because if he kills the player, the fight's over. And his gun just has a huge AoE. If he hits you with his gun point blank, you lose 300 HP, like instantly.
Yep.
I got charged by Sealhead. What the heck is this nonsense?
Okay, so I will be quiet. It's not a fun fight, and if it goes wrong, a lot of new runners will be here probably for an hour before something kind of clicks and patterns emerge. But there's no easy way to do this fight ever.
Shauny still only has a 70% success rate with this fight, first try.
And there goes literally most of my HP in one shot.
Yeah, it's bad.
Problem is, I don't know if you mentioned, but he doesn't down either.
Oh yeah, he does. He can be down after a ridiculous amount of fire, but he reverts 1 frame later.
Yeah. And all it does is basically give him iframes, and you really don't want to charge him, because if you charge him, all he does is become immortal for like 2 or 3 seconds.
Charging only does like 20 damage. It's kind of best as a defensive tactic. Yeah, so kind of the strat is you want to be behind him and fairly close to him. We also need to look out for whenever the cursor above his head changes to red, because that means that he is focused on you, and you need to run away.
That and his pods.
Kind of never go away.
Yeah, there's 40 seconds for life.
And
timing for me at least will be extreme fields and blocks. And we got stabilizer legs. Yeah, that is the worst fight going, because literally at the start of the fight I lost a third of my HP in a single second.
Yeah, based on the timer is a 207.57.
Yep, I was timing on my side too. That's exactly what I got. So that's with 1 death against the twins. Got kicked too many times by green.
Yeah, so this route here, fastest way through the maze. It is the most roundabout kind of way, but it guarantees no encounters. Now I'm down to the last 3 fights of the run. And I'm kind of just rushing up against Estimate here. So Shauny,
yeah.
Once you get to the credits, go ahead and soft reset and you get to show off the bad ending.
Yep. Do you want me to do that while you're versing Rahu 3 or?
Don't worry, like you'll be fine.
Okay. So
everyone's already seen the end of the run. I won't need to focus that much.
So this is also the big time save. You take out the memory card, otherwise it will try to save it every single time automatically. Versus the skipping the text box. Thank you for the GGs. Buddy's file here, which I will one day return to him. Very, very easy. We're back here on day 12. I just realized that the hero's arm goes through his pajamas. Weird. Anyway, not like in the sleeve way either. Also, I want to point out the closet thing where he gets changed instantly is apparently a custom Robo just thing.
Yeah. Just clothes beam.
Yeah, it's just whatever reason. It's just something they've kept in the series. Even in the DS one, they had the same thing. The hero just walking right up. So this is the bad ending. I should really go talk to Ernest first because I should learn how to play the game with my parents. So to slow things down a little bit, I thank you everyone for donating for the bad ending. It's very generous of everyone. So we're just gonna basically what this whole thing was here is Ernest knows that something's up. He hasn't been told that we have an S-rank license and we've been requested by the police. They paid a huge amount of money, which he did not want to accept, and he just knows something's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Which is
so
why he's
Ernest
the
being
greatest.
Ernest, he doesn't want to basically say, hey, you're all being sent off to your death and they just paid me a bunch of money to replace you. I don't like this. I don't want to take it, but you guys do what you have to do. Harry got emotional. That's why there was a little brief crying animation there. Also, I just want to point out as well, the chief has busts of himself everywhere on the station, which is quite egotistical. Even behind his desk. So the bad ending here is normally in any percent run, you just say yes, and you just go outside the world with Roy and Mira, Harry, and Marcia. And if you say no 20 times, you get to that part.
It's funny, like you think it's about thou must, but it's not actually.
Yeah. So I want to
like Harry starts bribing you, like please I beg of you.
So we have wasn't supposed to be a good ending and a bad ending. At the end of this, you'll definitely see. But if you just keep saying no, so like I'm not going, he's not going to force us. It's very generous of him. But you say I'm not going again, He's like, okay, but the human race is in danger, and they have 20 unique answers here. So calling me a coward.
Human race is in danger. I'm in danger.
The thing is,
Marcia's in danger.
Yeah, he calls me a coward. Like, no. And he'll keep doing this over and over and over again. And this is... Honestly, I don't know why the devs decided to do this. There's no reason for them to add 20 different unique dialogue trees into the game. But this is a thing, so... We're just going to keep saying, no, we're not going with him. It'll be an adventure, don't worry. What do we've got to lose? A lot. We can die. The portraits are really great. Especially Ernest.
Oh, Ernest is the best faces.
Yeah.
I have like 3 emotes of this face.
Yeah. As well as I have one from the comic that came out, which I don't know what emotion it is. So we get the begging. I'm not going.
The good old terrible Nintendo Power comic.
Yeah.
That's so far
now
down.
he's trying to bribe us with
introducing the iceberg wheel.
Yeah, he's trying to introduce us to a cute girl. No, we're still good. Well, for Marcia, and he points clearly to the door where we entered from, and stares awkwardly at the camera. Like, really awkwardly. That's not where... He's not looking at Marcia. But anyway, no, we're not going. I don't want to do it for Harry either, so we're not going to do that. And now they're starting to break the fourth wall. Because like at this point, some kid would be like, haha, this is funny. No, we're still not going. Just pick the other option, it's really easy. Now they're really pointing out the fourth wall. So no, we're still not going to go. Now, instead of like, all humanity is at risk, now he's now... No, we're still not going. That's not
oh god, I just got point-blank shot by this...
By Rahu 3?
Yep. I lost 210 HP instantly.
Yeah. Human race in danger, not our problem still. I do like that excuse though, because we're not around to blame. Or Harry's not going to be around to blame, so we're still not going to go. Oh, now he's pointing with all 4 fingers because his hand doesn't close properly. We're in trouble. It's like everyone has to hold phones in their hands at all times. Nah, we're still not going to go. Last
oh my god,
chance.
I'm getting so much damage on this punk.
Last chance. For something. And now he has some feelings. So okay, now we can do whatever we want.
Oh god, he changed target on me in the middle of fire. I'm dead. Alright, take 2.
Rahu 3. So
it could have been underestimated, but unfortunately it's not.
No, Rahu 3 is its own.
I'll give this one more go.
So Chief says we're all good to go, everyone's ready to go, everyone heads off and we stay, because we're not going to go. And it fades to black. Time would be here in a bad ending category, and this is a week past. The 4 commanders did not return. When Rahu finally attacked, it had grown even stronger and reduced the town to ruin in minutes. So I guess humanity was in danger, because all of humanity is in this dome. And we were all exterminated. Oops. If Chicken Heart Sucks, or Wise, had joined, based on their nation names, I heard the others, perhaps this all could have been avoided. And it has a bit of silence. And Harry comes back from the grave. How we should have just picked the other option. And that is the bad ending. So thank you for doing it.
I died.
He died. Not humanity. He died.
What that he says, he died. Not all of humanity. Just, I died.
Yeah. Harry is really hard to redeem. He did not age well. And honestly, if you want to do speedrun this game and don't want to go through the Zed Hideout and Day 12, this is a really good category because you avoid the text dump, you avoid the more difficult fights in the game, you can kind of get your bearings in. Which ending is canon, the one where everyone is saved, and custom mode arena eventually happens, I think. If you want to... Because they do reference Rahu in the arena, I believe. So then... This is a thing... And this... If you say no once and yes, everyone goes.
Marcia's getting, or Harry's getting pummeled here. The worst part about Harry is that his gun does like super good damage, but like it's hard to hit, so you kind of need to freeze Rahu.
Yeah, that's the three-way gun, just the bombs and pods. You're basically trying to hold them in place for your allies to hit them.
Mm-hmm. Can you pick somebody else, you jerk?
Why is that Cindy in it? Long story short, this was what she did before her singing career. Also, the arena that we skipped out on is this one, the Robo arena. There's how big the Chinese Bowl arena is, the Flower Garden, or Nature Park Reverse Raku, and then you have this one, which I'll just quickly pop in here for, yeah, sure, that one. This is the battles that we avoid, or the arena we avoid for 2 battles when we do the bathroom skip.
That's it for me. So time will be coming up very shortly on the Fade to Black here.
Yeah, this is how tiny this arena is that we skipped.
And time.
GG. Oh, that's right. Also, the sync part makes you slip as well.
Thanks everyone for watching. So you got to see what happens when you get a run that's deathless and decent, and a run that happens when you die twice. This game.
I died once.
Oh, that's right. You died.
It happens.
It happens. Anyways, thanks all so much for watching. We're not going to take too much more of your time. So next up will be Final Fantasy. Keep those donations coming. We're very close to 20,000. And we're just hitting the weekend. There's a lot of great runs on this schedule left to look forward to. So I hope you enjoy the rest of this marathon. I hope you continue to donate. If you're struggling, I definitely recommend NAMI's resources. They've been a great help to a lot of people that I know. So, yeah.
Yep.
All right,
everyone.
And that's it for Custom Robo.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for getting GGs and keeping us company and donating.
We're putting together.
All right, thanks everybody for watching Custom Robo during Questing for Glory, Hope, and Healing. Up next is Final Fantasy, so stick around for that. That should be starting just shortly. I'm Velo V signing off. Thank you very much.